Premier League, but other leagues around the world. Welcome to Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting, especially sports. We have a unique way of presenting sports. We don't just report, we discuss and we speak about it. This is the stadium. 101.1 million capacity stadium. The space is amazing. It's massive. You can look around, you see space here for you and for everybody. Do you want to occupy a space here? Do you want to get shot here? Do you want to get a space to sit and talk about sports and say things about sports? We're open to having you here. Welcome to this amazing Saturday evening to the program. My name is Ted, and I'm here to talk to you about everything happening in the world of sports. Especially today, it's a massive football evening, football afternoon and evening from England, Spain, Italy, France, Germany. But don't forget, back here in Nigeria, the Super 6 is still going on in the ancient city of Kano. And that is what launches us into the opening of the EPL, NFPL Fair games coming up in January. Massive season that will start based on the restructuring that has taken place because the LMC has actually gone back to the drawing board to do some amazing. The drawing board has been filled in the past. Yes, they have changed the face. No, a drawing board has two faces. If the front face is occupied, you switch it, you turn the back, and you make it a drawing board again. And that is what LMC is doing right now, trying to restructure the league to make sure that what we have is amazing. This is the Stadium on Human Rights Radio 101.1, redefining broadcasting. And we're here this night to talk about what has been happening in the world of sports, in everything sports, from football, cycling, Formula 1, taekwondo, Dambe. Yes, I said Dambe. You keep hearing us talk about Dambe. We have a lot of reportage in Dambe. Boxing. Is it wrestling? Is it handball? We have an ancient legend, Oga Aminu Ibrahim himself, who when he's disposed and when he's free, he comes to the stadium to give us details about what is happening. But first of all, because today is like a footballing evening, we have to talk about football first. And along the line as we talk, we insert other sports in. Unusually as we do, we talk about other sports first. We'll come to football last. But today we'll start with football because games are going on. Some fans are furious. I know that in England, precisely, some people are wishing that the game that is going on, that Tottenham Hotspur should beat Manchester City. Omini, are you listening? And all the Chelsea fans and Man U fans. Yes, that Tottenham Hotspur should beat Man City to make sure that Man City drops points for the first time so that Man U and Chelsea could have a chance to progress in the league. Yes, that could happen. If your prayers are honest and loyal, that could happen. If they are not, Man City, as they do before, then go play, carry their 3 points, waka, climb on top the table, add them on top, and everybody go hustle. See, say, after all your hustle, you still there somewhere down. Like ladder, person will carry leg go up, they ahead of you. You will not carry leg go up, you did not ahead of the person. But of course, this is a stadium. Here we are balanced, we're honest, we are loyal to every club. We respect every club when it comes to reporting our sports and talking about our sports here. We don't have any bias. We say it as it is. If you do well, we praise you. If you don't do well, we tell you in the face as it is. And primarily, we're concerned about human rights, even when it comes to sports. Sometime next week, or in a week or 2 weeks' time, we're going to talk about the rights of retired footballers here on the platform. Do they have rights to ask to be pensionable? Or are they just biting more than they can chew? We will talk about that as well on this program. But for today, we're talking about football. Are you aggrieved that your team lost? Are you expecting a better result from your team? Have you just switched from your football team that has been losing and is somewhere lower to a team that is winning big games, and you want to claim that you have been following the team since 1945 when the team was not even formed? Are you an honest and loyal supporter of football like Arsenal fans? One of the best in the world. All through the years, no matter how Arsenal does, they are with them. If Arsenal goes down, they go. But the only team that did that, actually, I would say, was Juventus. When Antonio Conte was there, he took them down, he brought them back, and he disappeared after some time. Are you a loyal Arsenal fan? Are you a loyal Chelsea supporter? Are you a loyal Newcastle supporter that went down with Benitez and came back? Be faithful to your team. Accept the results as they come. Of course, today there have been a lot of tremendous results today. Crystal Palace rushing to save themselves. Sam Allardyce there, and in Everton, and Roy Hodgson there. at Everton as well, and a lot of things are happening to these teams. Crystal Palace, Everton, Roy Hodgson, Sam Allardyce, two big coaches that would have taken England to the World Cup. They are not, but they are making a lot of changes, a whole lot of changes in the clubs that they are coaching. What happens to these clubs after this short break in the league? Stay with us because we'll open the phone lines again. Of course, I'm seeing calls already, but when we open the phone lines into the show, we'll talk about the results of the games today and what we're expecting tomorrow, because one big match is still hanging tomorrow. This is Human Rights Radio. This is the stadium. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Tuned to Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM redefining broadcasting, and this is the stadium with Ted. And of course, you know who else I partner with, because no striker is alone. If you talk of Lukaku, talk of Morata or Batshuayi, who is a permanent bench member, talk of Ozil or talk of Lacazette, talk of Cristiano Ronaldo, talk of Messi or whoever you think is a striker at Barcelona, even though Messi scores more. Talk of Neymar. Talk of Antonio Griezmann, who is leaving Atletico de Madrid very soon. Talk of Arjen Robben or Lewandowski or any striker you think about in the world. He can never do the job alone on the pitch of play. Talk less of this massive 101.1 million capacity stadium. Ted cannot do it alone. With me here this evening, as usual, is your co-anchor, Brucci. It's right here. Dude, where have you been? I know you wanted to be sure that Chelsea won before you got to the stadium.
No. I had to make sure that my heart was in my pocket. I just had to make sure the heart was permanently fixed in the pocket. So I had to finish the game before I could actually walk in.
Is that actually why Mr. Austin is away from here? Not very sure, because tomorrow Liverpool might walk alone. Mr. Austin, wherever you are, you run away. And D1, wherever you went to, Arsenal won today. So you shouldn't think of being away, because Bucci is here after Chelsea's win. And Mr. Austin, you are run away. Whatever it is, guys, come back to the stadium. Come back to the studio, come back to the stadium, because right here where we are giving the best results out from your teams, and we have the results right here, because Arsenal had a very wonderful result today, but tomorrow we don't know what might happen to Liverpool. And then right here, Chelsea had a very good result as well. And in other leagues, we have other very massive results. But first, we'll start talking about the games that took place today. In the world of football, that's where we're focusing, and we'll talk about other games. We took this time this week to talk about so many other sports going on. Of course, we're not neglecting that today, but we'll focus on football primarily. But on the stadium, we give the space for you out there to call and talk about any other sport. If you are somewhere in Kotangora, or somewhere in Karamajiji, or somewhere in okay, I'm looking for one other village that has a very long name. I'll remember it along the line. I'll say it. You're watching Dambe there, you want to call in and report what is happening, you are free to do that. No fear, the stadium is free for you and for us. That is why we don't make a big, saying a 101.1 million capacity. For your life, you don't hear a stadium where big reach like this before. I know, sure. We're here. But you wake up.
Yes.
How were the games for you today?
Fantastic
what was the most amazing game for you today?
I think it had to be the Watford match.
Watford, yes.
The Watford match. They were down the 4-1, as in 4 fantastic goals with penalty. It was just unexpected, and now this is 3 straight losses for them. And
Huddersfield Town. From nowhere, getting amazing results.
Exactly.
I think they are trying to recreate what happened between them and Manchester United.
Exactly. I think this is the first. I think it's the first win they've had since April or so on away. So it was a really good and special match. I mean, they dominated the game from the beginning to end. Watford just seems to have lost their form. They began the season dominating, and now it just seems like they lost the form and they're just slipping further and further. Also, the Newcastle match. I think Newcastle at this point would probably even slip down. Crystal Palace had a fantastic game too.
And it's making Roy Hodgson feel like one minute god. Him and Sam Allardyce all of a sudden. That is my problem. These guys will come in and save a club that is going into extinction, and then after that they will retire, find one county home and go and live there with their families and stay and wait for the next
But then
they don't aspire to win anything as coaches. They just want to save clubs from relegation.
But then that's their specialty. That's what they do. We need people. You can't have everybody winning this thing. Winning competitions like that. You have some people who are specialists at actually taking 0 clubs to at least
to the height that they should
be. I mean, Crystal Palace played a fantastic game today. 3 amazing goals, especially the third goal. 3 amazing goals. Zaha, man of the match. Benteke scoring. It was a fantastic
Zaha
game.
and Benteke have a way of coming back when the chips are down and they recover from injuries and everything. They just come back. They are just the big guys that the club expects. But then I'm looking at continuity. These are 2 massive players that are also injury prone.
Yes.
when they're injured, the club goes down.
That's true.
The period
That's
they were
true.
struggling at the base of the table.
Both players were down.
We're down and we're out, and it seemed it was a problem of the coaches. That was what influenced the changes of coaches constantly, and the results did not come. Constantly, the big players are back, the big boys are back in the team. They're doing well, they're delivering. I can't forget Zaha's recent performance against any club that Crystal Palace played, and massively running in from the left flank, crossing dead balls or scoring unbelievable goals, and
Fantastic
Benteke
goals.
coming in with his huge head and his side jumping over tall defenders and doing everything. If these guys go down again, do you expect Crystal Palace to think of going to the market?
No, I mean,
January.
definitely, they're going to need to go into the market. Of course, you need that kind of reinforcement. You need that kind of backup. But right now, I think just enjoy the time right now. Enjoy where they are right now. They're scoring goals. Their two leading men are in top shape,
Yes.
delivering when they're supposed to deliver. I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw a Crystal Palace victory like this. I was really excited, for this team. This is a team that for I think 8 games straight, they had not even scored 1 goal, and now they've
Defeats.
total defeats.
0 goals, 0 points.
goals, 0 points. They were even
Plus
owing.
0.
Exactly.
Minus
And
everything.
now
Because
they-
everybody was scoring again.
Exactly. And now they're at the point where they're winning matches by a 3-goal margin, and they've even jumped up. They've jumped, I think, significantly up in the league
On the table,
on
yes.
the table. Although yes, at the bottom, there's just a separation of, I think, a point, and some people are sharing even the same point. It's a lot shakier, but for them, it's a big thing. So I think this team has the potential of actually surviving, probably even surviving relegation if they keep playing like this. And kudos to Mark Hughes. Like you said, Mark Hughes, this is what he does best. I mean, he comes into these struggling clubs and just brings them back out from the brink, saving them from the brink.
In England, we have them. We've got Marcuse, we've got some Allardyce, we have Roy Hodgson. And now, these guys are coming back into the league just for survival, trying to help their teams,
Yes.
to help West Ham out, to help West Brom out, to help Everton out, and to even help Crystal Palace out. Four teams that, when they're in the championship, they're trouble to any team.
Yes.
But one team that I must not forget about, because it's a team that is very dear to my heart and my father, a team that he loves very much, Leeds United.
Yes.
That were raped. When I use rape, forgive me for using that word.
No. I think let's. I
By
think
Manchester United, yes, I'll say it.
I think rape was harsh. Let's just say violated. Let's say
Okay, violated.
they were assaulted and violated.
Okay. By Man U, and all the best players from there were picked out to come to make Man U what Man U was before Man U became what they are not supposed to be along the line. This is one of the only teams that stayed down. Don't forget that Leeds United were champions in Europe.
Yes, they
Before
were.
the Champions League was restructured,
to UEFA.
Leeds
Yeah.
United, Derby County, Nottingham Forest. They were champions in Europe before it was restructured. And those teams have not been able to bounce back to what they were because investors are not going in there. It goes all the way to the fact that if you don't repackage your brand well and
course.
sell it well, you won't get it. Arsene Wenger over the week spoke about the fact that Manchester City is doing very well. Of course, our game is on now against Tottenham Hotspur. We're monitoring that closely. He spoke about the fact that Manchester City is doing what they can do because they have petrol money.
They have Arab money. They have Arab money right
No,
now.
he actually said petrol, fuel. I was wondering whether they're actually from Nigeria, because in Nigeria, that is what happens. If you don't think of other businesses that are up north, anything in Nigeria is actually powered by fuel and all that, apart from some very private organizations like ours that survive purely on popular support and everything. And that is what we are encouraging everybody to do. Some of these things are doing. You were talking about them, Rafa Benitez, doing what he's trying to do at Newcastle United.
Yes.
And then Swansea there as well, another team that is struggling. These are teams that their presence in the league is not really, their presence and their absence is not really felt. Funny enough, if you realize that in the league we concentrate on very, very top teams.
Of
you
course.
think about the top, let's say not only the top 4 that we are.
No, right now, I mean, with
Top- let's say top six,
with
top seven.
the top 6, with the resurgence of like Tottenham,
Even Burnley
in
now coming
recent
up.
years, Burnley coming
Don't
up.
forget that Watford at some point.
Yes,
in fact,
Watford at the beginning of the season, Watford was, I think they were
they were fifth.
they even got up to 4th, I believe.
With,
they were
with
even up to
Newcastle
4th.
locking
Yes.
around the corner. And then all of a sudden, They went to where they are supposed to belong, of pushing themselves.
You said where they're supposed to belong.
And making the other teams feel so big and everything. But of course, anyway, don't mind us. We're just looking at the games that have been going on. This is a Stadium on Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM redefining broadcasting. My name is Ted. Buchi is here with me. We're looking at the matches that have taken place today. How's it been for you out there? Has your team lost? Or is your team playing? Or is your enemy, that is supposed to be a football team, funny enough, playing? And you are there sitting on that seat inside the viewing center, in a poor boy, in the comfort of your room, wishing at the bottom of your belly, praying that these guys, this referee say, carry in card, come. Give them 2 yellow cards, give them red cards, make these guys drop points, make we go up. No, don't rely on the misfortune of others to promote your own fortune. No, work hard to get your own fortune. Let fortune work for you because you have worked hard. Don't rely on what is happening to somebody else to give you that fortune and that big good luck that you wish for yourself. This is a stadium. If you want to join us and call us to tell us what is happening in any game that you are viewing, not just England, across the world, don't forget that Real Madrid is playing in the World Club Championship finals. Massive one. It's a champions of the world, champions everywhere, winners of leagues across every championship they can have. Of course, the African champions have been knocked out. They're not there. We just have 2 champions playing this evening. What are your thoughts? Do you wish Cristiano Ronaldo should get an injury and come back so that Barcelona will go up and Atletico and Valencia will go up, or you wish them to win so that he can also add that to one of his very many trophies that he wants to put up for himself? He says he wants to have all the Ballon d'Or in the world, and he wants to have 7 children to mark the CR7, to engrave it as CR7. More than 7 Ballon d'Or, 7 children to himself. Is he going to fight to win 7 World Club Cups as well? We don't know. But what are your thoughts? We'll pick your calls this evening. We'll come back from this very, very short break. Do stay with us. Don't go anywhere. This is Human Rights Radio 101.1, and this is The Stadium. When I stand by which I don't know the words of that song, but I can tell you that it's so. It's not Christmas carol actually, but it's just an amazing song. Of course, we have the right to sing that song because it was played right on the soil of Africa for the first time that Africa hosted the World Cup. One of the ever biggest event in the world of sports after the Rumble in the jungle.
Yes, sir.
Don't ever forget that. Rumble in the jungle.
Rumble in the jungle.
Our own ever big brother and mentor brought boxing to this country.
Yes, he did.
We're still waiting to see if we can get AJ to bring boxing
to Shagamu.
To Shagamu. And I think we might just think of hosting it right here in Abuja.
Yes.
All right, Buchi, this week, big things that happened this week. We have to start from our own very own first Olympic gold medalist in Nigeria.
Yes.
A lot of people celebrated her and said so many things, but we reserved that story for today to give her a special celebration and a special clap. We're going to give a resounding clap to her on the stadium here to say she deserves this. Our very, very, very undesigned, celebrated athlete. First of all, for sports is athlete, for the public and for the police is senior officer.
Yes.
Chioma Ajunwa.
Yes.
Really corrected. With a very high rank in the Nigerian police force as what they call ACP, Assistant Commissioner
for Police.
But make a Commissioner of Police now for Abuja now. All our sports problem will solved.
No, hopefully. I mean, this is a step in the right direction, and these are the kind of people that you want in those said positions, in these key positions. Especially, they have the passion, they have the drive. They've been on the international stage, and they know what it takes. They, this also coincided with her. I think her foundation. She has her own foundation that's out there encouraging younger athletes.
She has been doing that quietly for years. Not the illegal migration of athletes outside the country or anything. She has been doing that quietly.
Homegrown.
Getting talents just from the very raw materials, trying to turn wood into tissue paper. She's been doing that quietly on her own. But you can only identify with her when she has reached that stage. Nobody supported her. These are has all been her personal effort and with her foundation.
Exactly.
But we just want to congratulate her.
Of course.
That's a massive milestone. The other day on the program, we spoke about the fact that the police force, the Nigerian police force, has produced some of the best athletes we have had in this country.
That's very true. Boxers, weightlifters, athletes,
football as well, on the international ladder. To make our name be known out there in Nigeria as a massive country in sports. And we are questioning what has happened to the Nigerian police sports arrangement that they have, the whole sports structure with the NPF, Nigerian Police Force. What has happened? But I got to realize, especially when we asked our Uncle Aminu here that, okay, Uncle Aminu, you know these people in these places, what is happening? And he told us that, no, do not worry. Something big is coming up in the Nigerian Police Sports Commission, and a lot of things will happen, and we're waiting to hear how that will take place to see if we get the next generation of athletes, Olympiads from the force. In the past, we got them from nowhere. Samuel Peters, senior serving officer.
Yes, he was.
Julius Sagawa got it from the force. Chioma Ajunwa here took that massive leap
legend,
in the Olympics. Nobody expected. She took her bravery, her heart there that I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it for myself and the country. She put the country first. She flew her flag on the podium at the Olympic stand there. And here we are celebrating her today, decorating her as
21 years later.
21 years later. 21 years later. Some people were not born.
Of course.
In fact, including some people that we're looking at around here. I didn't look at anybody. We're not here, but massively. We congratulate you, Ma. We celebrate you on the stadium here on Human Rights Radio 101.1. We identify with success, but we identify with even those who are starting from the scratch that don't have anybody, because here we believe that if you have God, you have everybody. And here on the stadium, we believe that we have God. No matter who you are worshiping or what you are worshiping, wherever you go, it's a God. The difference is the names. Whatever you call him is the name that changes. We support you, Ma. We celebrate you, and I wish that someday we will have her on the stadium to say her story, how it has been and how long it has come. Which that's a diversion. Anyway,
Yes.
we're actually talking about football, what has been happening in the world of sports. But a lot is going on as well in the world of sports currently as we speak. Games are going on. Of course, don't forget that we're monitoring the game between Manchester City and Tottenham Hotspur, which is on, and we should know what is going on there. Do not forget that Man City in the 17th minute have already scored, and people that were wishing the bad belly wishers against bad belly wishers against Man City are actually they should be licking their lips because already is up there. Man City is leading as usual, and Tottenham have to try to find a way to catch up.
I mean, Pep came out to say himself that if all those, to all those haters and bad belly people,
Yes.
that they should just wait. That Man City still have room to improve. I mean,
Which is somebody, a fan of Tottenham is calling you here. Hello, good evening, welcome to the stadium.
Hello?
Good evening, welcome to the stadium.
Is it Human Rights Radio?
This is Human Rights Radio, and this is the stadium, the program that talks about everything in sports. My name is Ted. What is your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Carano.
Okay, we're talking sports. So what club do you support or what sport do you love?
Is it for sports?
What sport do you love? This is sports. Yes, sir. Oh, okay, if you're a fan of Tottenham Hotspur and you don't want to talk about what is happening right there at the Etihad, please do try to call us. But because Buchi is a very happy man because Chelsea won today.
yeah.
And then Buchi, West Ham United defeating Stoke. As it is 3-0, and they're defeating Stoke City of all people in
Yes.
their house.
I don't know whether to call this the Moyes effect, but right now Moyes is flying high. I mean, he came
beat
off
Chelsea,
he
he
beat
drew with
Chelsea,
Arsenal,
drew
you're
Arsenal,
beating Stoke.
and beating Stoke right now. I mean,
Hard tackling Stoke of all people.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's the Moyes effect. It seems like it's something that's radiating. Maybe tomorrow we'll see what Big Sam is able to pull off with Everton. I mean, right now Crystal Palace taking that victory, Brighton taking that victory over Watford. I mean, and even right now, as we said, even though the match was actually delayed because of power cuts, I don't know whether NEPA has or AEDC or
It's
EEDC.
not supplying
Maybe they're supplying
some part of England.
because
Nigeria, we don't have light in Nigeria, but we supply other parts of West Africa.
Because
like
this
Benin
same
Republic.
thing, this
It's
same
possible.
Stoke City had the
It is
same
very
issues
possible.
with their light, and I don't know whether they're not paying their NEPA bills. So we want to.
No, not the problem. When Oga brings ADC here on Wednesday, I will remind Oga to ask them if they are supplying lights to some part of England and if they are not paying their B, so that we can actually handle that. So, Buchi, Arsenal today,
Yes.
with all the issues that we think they're having, won that game. It was actually a hard-fought victory.
It was a hard
at
man.
home to Newcastle.
It
Rafa
was a
Benitez
hard-fought
throwing
victory.
everything at them.
But one beautiful, amazing goal from Ozil
It was.
in the 26th minute.
And it was
a rocket.
he's on the verge of leaving Arsenal.
Yes, he is. Yes,
We don't know
he
whether
is.
it's a January transfer window or that will be in the summer.
I don't know. I mean, from all the talk we've been getting from Arsene Wenger, he seems very confident that Ozil is going to stay. But of course, the rumor mill is swirling around him, and we all know that where there's smoke, there's fire.
Exactly.
So definitely, I think there's something up in that category, in that phase. And then we've also talked about how I've said this many times, and I'll say it again. Arsene Wenger is a fantastic economist. He's making the board happy and making them money. So
Yeah, I don't think he's more of an economist than this caller who is economizing to call us on the program. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the stadium.
Good evening.
Good evening, my name is Ted. What is your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is John. May I be on through to ordinary president?
Right now, no, the ordinary president might be listening to the program, but you don't have the space to talk to him now. This is a sports program, sir, on Human Rights Radio 101.1. This is called The Stadium.
Oh, whatever.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
that sounds like a Watford fan.
I think so. I think so.
I think that was a
Maybe
Watford
more or less a Gremio fan who is frustrated that they cannot score against Real Madrid, wondering what to do. Okay, if you are listening to us, if you want to talk to the ordinary president, day after tomorrow is a Monday morning, and during the Brekete family show, you can call between 7:30 and 9 o'clock in the morning. all our programs here on Human Rights Radio are intertwined and interwoven. We don't separate any from each other because we're one family here as well. So if you call any of the programs and you want to talk to the ordinary president, you could be linked to where you could talk to him. But primarily, you can call 7:30 to 9 o'clock in the morning, weekdays, from Monday to Saturday, actually, in the morning during the Break the Family program, or 4 to 5 to Vano with the ordinary president. You, as an extraordinary citizen, will talk to him directly. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the program.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my name is Ted. This is the stadium. What is your name and where are you calling from?
It's sport program.
Hello, sir.
It's sport program.
Yes, sir. We are talking about sports. What is happening right now? Manchester City and Tottenham playing. Are you supporting any of these teams?
No, I'm not supporting anyone. I'm Arsenal fans.
Arsenal, yes. Arsenal had a wonderful victory today. Congratulations to your victory today.
And my name is Yawole Buhari Daura.
Oh, Mr. Dora, welcome to the program. Arsenal had a win over Newcastle.
I'm real Arsenal fan. I'm very, very happy today. I win 1-0 against Newcastle.
Yes, you escaped it, guy. Now fight well before I win that goal.
No problem. I'm very happy because I win 1-0. I get 3 points.
3 points.
3 points indicated.
So I have 3 points clear. So I'm
Hello, Mr. Dara.
I'm praying against Man City. Let Man City lose their match today.
Okay, you want City to lose? Yes, thank you so much for calling. Mr. Dara, bad belly.
Now bad belly, they make yawa day.
You want Man City to lose so that Arsenal will go where? Even if Man City lose, Arsenal they where they.
In fact, even if Man City lose 3 matches, Arsenal they where they.
You guys should be playing. You should be playing what you're playing and then praying as well that you win the next game. Of course, it's halftime at the World Club Cup and Real Madrid 0. Gremio 0. Nobody has been able to score Bucci. Madrid having the rest of the possession is 68% to 32%, but somewhere here is here calling from maybe Tottenham fan. Good evening and welcome to the stadium.
Hello, is the Awole coming back? Is this you are Man City fan?
Sir?
You are Man City fan?
I'm a fan of.
You are talking.
I am a fan of. I am a fan.
If Man City lose,
Yes, sir.
it's very important. You understand?
Yes.
Whether they give Arsenal about 17 points, so
Yes.
when they reduce, even 3 points reduce. So we are going up small. No problem.
Okay.
Let them look.
I am a fan of Leeds United.
Okay. So you have to play to lose.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yo, 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting. My name is Ted, and I'm here with Bucci, monitoring the games going on live and giving you the updates and everything. Of course, one of our last callers here called to celebrate Arsenal winning. He says it doesn't matter. It's 3 points for Arsenal, and as long as he's concerned, a win is a win. No matter how scrappy it is, it's 3 points for Arsenal.
But Ted, let me ask a question.
Yes.
Why is it that they tell us in life that we shouldn't pray for the downfall of our enemies?
Who tells you that?
You don't pray for the downfall. What you do is, they tell you as a good person, don't pray for the downfall of any man, even if he's your enemy.
Yes.
But then why are we now praying for the downfall of Manchester City? Are we not? I mean, they're making history here. They've won 15 games straight.
I think I'll wait for Omini.
Can we just celebrate them?
Omini, Suleiman, Valentine, Roslyn, Chelsea's first lady, to answer that question, because they are the ones who are praying for the downfall of some of these big teams. And Mr. Austin, who ran away. Okay, D1, when he comes back, probably tomorrow. He's been in Kano covering what is happening in Super 6 in Kano. When he comes back, he'll talk about it because he's a diehard Arsenal fan, and he'll tell you what is happening in his mind and what is happening in the minds of Arsenal fans and those who support other clubs, wishing and praying. It's like when Nigeria is about to qualify for a World Cup and you don't know where we're going to, you bring out the calculator. So Nigeria beats.
Well, if Nigeria beats South Sudan and South Sudan loses by 2 goals
to Cape Verde.
difference to Cape Verde,
And
maybe
Cape Verde defeats which other country now?
Yes, Cape Verde will then defeat Burkina Faso and then Equatorial Guinea. But then if those 2 points we subtract and add them and multiply and divide by the square root of 5, with the multiply, Nigeria will then somehow.
Which I didn't know you did it for that in school, and that's what happening in the Premier League right now. The fact is that City have taken the lead. They are where they are, and they are going to where they want to go. There's nothing we can do about it. It's the same thing happening in Spain with Barcelona leading. It's a catch-up game for anybody who wants to catch up with Barcelona. It's the same thing happening in France with PSG. Hate them or love them, love Neymar or love his other players. I'm not even calling them because there are many. It's Cavani, it's Mbappe, it's Drexler. So many other players that have all gone down because Neymar is there. Hate them or love them. The same thing. He's there. He's pushing the team to go to where they are. It's something happening in Italy. Bayern Munich, where are they going to? They know where they're going. In Italy, we're not sure because the two big teams in Italy, you can't rely on them.
You can't rely on them.
Gattuso is back as a coach. But of course, we'll talk more about other leagues and all the games going on in England and in all the other leagues. Now, of course, we'll see if we can squeeze in the reports from Kano. The ancient city in Nigeria is hosting the Super Six. Of course, something big happened. Papillo and his friends. This one is not Bunny and friends. Papillo and friends, including
the League of Legends,
including a hard Diouf, controversial yet amazing player in Africa, have been in Kano playing to support who? Not just the public, not to make a name for themselves because they are big names in themselves, but just for the IDPs, making sure that children or people who have been deprived of their rights because of failure of some governments and failure to tackle insecurity and everything, despite the fact that huge sums of money called security votes have been voted for all this. These people have found themselves in homes outside their homes. These amazing African players, including their foreign friends, have gone to Kano, of all places. Some people would have done it in Lagos or Port Harcourt and reported.
Or even out of the country, sir.
Out of the country. These guys are there in Kano, playing and staying there to make sure that everything is set, and they're actually going to these IDPs to encourage and to empower these young persons who are living there, including the old, the aged, who are no longer in their homes. Thank God, thank the Almighty Allah, depends on your religion. Thank Shango, thank whatever God you worship, that you're in your house safely listening to us. Some people don't even have. Yes, some people don't have that chance, that provision to listen to us as we're speaking now. We'll come back, we'll tell you more about what is happening in Kano with Kano Wanko and the legends in Africa playing against the same Sugida in Kano and trying to empower the IDPs there. Stay with us. This is Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM redefining broadcasting, and this is the stadium with Ted and Bushi. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Listening to the Stadium on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting. My name is Ted, as usual. Of course, you can't mistake that voice for anyone. If you had any other voice that sounds like this, it's counterfeit, and probably the voice has no NAVDAC number. Okay, voice no carry NAVDAC number. But I'm not alone. I'm with Buchi, the one and only Buchi here, and we're talking sports. We'll be following sports trending around the world, and in England, some haters of Manchester City are praying that they should drop points. We're funny enough, they're soaring higher. Arsenal fans celebrate, invite us to come celebrate it because today you had a scrappy win. Chelsea fans celebrate, Buchi will follow you to celebrate because today you had a scrappy win.
Wasn't scrappy, Ted. Mind yourself. It was a clear victory. Did you see that free kick?
How?
Did you see that free kick?
Because Alonso scored, nobody will hear word again. Do that thing. Do you know what is happening in Kano? Anyway, we'll come to that. A lot is happening in Kano. Goals are pouring in left, right, and center. But first of all, before we go to Kano, we will talk about what happened. What's happening in the world of boxing, a potential scandal that could rock the world of boxing, but we are not interested in it because we are promoting virtue and truth here. Before that, there's somebody here who wants to talk to us on the stadium, and we'll talk to the person and see what is happening. Yes, we're not going to AYA. This is the Stadium on Human Rights Radio. Good evening and welcome to the program. Hello, good evening. This is the Stadium on Human Rights Radio.
Okay.
What is your name and where you're calling from? All right, probably he's going to AYA. He missed his way. If you are going to AYA from the stadium, you go to Area 1, you stand under the bridge, or you move to Conway, and they'll take you to the stadium. Not the stadium here, but the stadium.
You from AYA, you enter the bus going to Dadinkowa. From Dadinkowa, you take your branch to.
Then you turn your right.
Yaba left. Yaba left.
Then you move straight.
Exactly. Take left and a little.
All right. This is Stadium on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. We're just telling you, if you want to join the conversation, you are free to make a call and talk about anything we are talking about today on sports here. Call the lines 08189 991011, and you can be a part of this program. Buchi, something is happening in Kano. The legend, former African Footballer of the Year, or African legend, let's call him that way.
In fact, an African legend, a Nigerian hero, Papilo himself. Former international. Yes.
Troublesome but amazing player in the ancient city of Kano.
Yes.
With old players doing a lot more than we can expect.
Yes.
They came together. They even played the same as Sugida in Kano, even though they lost 2-1. Yes, it was an amazing game.
Yes.
The purpose of that game is to encourage and empower the IDPs in Kano to feel free and feel at home, some kind of support that they're giving. Is this an amazing development?
No, it's a fantastic development. I mean, Kanu Wanko, the living legend himself, actually organized a tournament with other international football league legends in the likes of, like you said, Alaji Doof and a few others. Went to Kano State, the ancient city, the seat of the Caliphate. Kano State went there to actually have an exhibition match against the Kano Pillars in support in a bid to throw more light to the plight of IDPs, that's internally displaced persons, especially with the Boko Haram insurgency and all the drama around that. These players actually went to Kano, organized this match, and to draw the media's attention. And Kanu actually came out himself, actually speaking to sports journalists and the media afterwards, saying that it was a shame and he felt disgusted that aside from the federal government itself, that all these other international agencies and supposed donor organizations seem to have forgotten the plight of these people. And, showing the fact that these people are still our brothers and still our sisters.
And annoyingly and surprisingly enough, there's a lot of this in the coffers of the government, in the budgets and in press release from a lot of ministries that are supposed to be responsible for the plight of these people around the country, including the recently released budget, including the new development now that state governors have, not all anyway, some are coming out to make statements, agreed to the fact that the federal government should access money from extra crude. Is it account or reserve?
Yes.
Money where we don't keep from. Let me say it in a normal way. May the federal government go there, go tap and go touch and come out money there to go fight Boko Haram. They don't tell us, say they don't finish them before.
No, I mean, I think
now you have these legends coming to say, despite this fact, There are people who are still victims of this fight, and fresh people are coming into these camps on regular basis, and it's overwhelming the NGOs that are there to help them.
That's true.
To contain what is there, from diseases to malnutrition,
to just even basic living amenities. I mean, just even something as basic as drinking water.
Yes,
it's an issue, and it's a shame. It's such a big shame, especially in this. Well, we have.
It's a shame to you because you are thinking decently. It's not a shame to some people because the security votes are going to the pocket.
They don't care. They don't care.
So these sports legends are trying to let people and the world know that in sports
there is
care
still
about the lot and the fortunes and the welfare of people.
Exactly.
Generally.
I mean, these victims, these IDPs are victims of circumstances.
Yes.
And to be forgotten in such a light is something that these legends have actually come together to throw more light to, so that the international community, so that the world itself will not forget this humanitarian crisis that is happening right here in our own backyard. I mean, we can't be looking forward to project ourselves as the leaders in Africa, the giants of Africa, without looking back.
Right
exactly.
Here.
The devil is always in the details. If we can't take care of the common man right now, then what are we doing?
It's disgusting, it's annoying, but this is the fact we're facing, and I'm glad to say, and we are glad on the stadium to celebrate with Kanu Wanko and the legends, African legends who have taken this initiative, because proceeds from this charity friendly games go to the IDPs to help them.
Yes.
And I just hope it doesn't go to some wrong hands. It actually goes to them, to reach them directly, not because if you get all these monies and everything and you give to some of
it falls into the wrong hands. That's the it defeats the purpose.
And this will become their permanent homes.
It defeats the purpose.
All right, we're not condemning anybody. We're just saying it as bare and as clean as it is. Do not forget, this is the Stadium on Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting. We're talking sports. We're following up games taking place in England and across Europe. We'll give you feedback of all those games in the course of this program. But yesterday, while you were away, okay, by the way, tell the listeners, where were you yesterday? I told them you want to cover an important event. I realized that your taxi failed brake on the road.
Well, actually, there
was no fuel.
No, I was actually covering an important. No. I was actually in a taxi, and we were actually testing out track worthiness for Formula One is actually coming towards. We want to make Abuja roads as
track
part of the Formula.
In Abuja.
Yes,
does the government have a road that is worthy enough for your vehicle?
No, I mean that's why. No. That's why we're looking We're looking to form Formula One rally with these Lagos taxis on Abuja roads. You just.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to us, sometimes in sports we go to extreme to talk about things. All right, but yesterday while you were away, I spoke about a program here on the stadium about the fact that Amikan participated in a reality show. And has never been home. He's considering the fact that he has to go back home to his wife. He's been away from his wife, who is 2 months pregnant. Who is pregnant, rather? I don't know exactly because I wasn't there when it happened.
Yes.
And has a 2-year-old baby. He's not been home. But one of the reasons why he attempted, first of all, to consider divorce from his wife, Faria, is the fact that he thought she was having a relationship with her own AJ, Anthony Joshua, the world heavyweight. And I just thought to myself, I would have sung like Louis Armstrong, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I said, what is happening? Why is it getting this way? Who is thinking ever of linking AJ to such a scandal? Both AJ and the woman have come out to issue a disclaimer that this never took place. But
I think it's been established, and one thing they say is you have this popular media saying, well, if it bleeds, it leads.
Yes.
And it's always the salacious, scandalous stories that we tend to look out for, especially in our sports athletes, especially with big time celebrities.
Yes.
Now AJ right now is the man of the hour. If it comes to the world of boxing, there's no bigger name right now than Anthony Joshua.
The one whom everybody is thinking of, yes.
And everybody wants a shot at the throne, whether it be it in the ring or outside the ring. And then you have the British media. I mean, sorry to say this, but the British tabloid media is one of the vicious and most salacious in the world. They can hype and they can dig and can even throw in some kind of accusations that can just knock you off your game and even just paint you back, especially when they feel you're too clean.
Yes.
Especially when they feel, Anthony Joshua, there's no scandal right now. He doesn't have any skeletons in his closet. He seems to be a clean, upstanding fighter.
We have always upheld the fact that he has been staying clean.
Exactly, trying to on top of his game and above all the hype.
He's not Fury-like. No Fury
controversy.
Fury, not just a controversy, but Fury with the castrated
wild boar, castrated boar meat, wild boar meat.
What I see trying to get that cleared, clean him up to get back to the world of boxing, and we thought AJ is not Fury-like in that regard, but he's Fury-like and more than Fury in terms of punches and staying on the canvas, not going on the canvas,
not backing down, exactly, putting you to sleep.
And this is coming in and is disheartening that he could do such a thing.
I think, in my personal opinion, Amir Khan, who is I think he's a middleweight or welterweight Olympic champion in his right.
Yes, he was at the
middleweight in the Olympics.
He never even defended that because he lost it to what's this guy's name from Mexico.
Yes,
Olympics he lost it.
I think it was Carlos.
We have been trying to look out for him to bounce back and fight his way to the heavyweight because
to me,
he's actually an amazing boxer.
He is.
I would say that in the ring, he's a good boxer. But these distractions, I'm thinking of it in two ways. One side, Amir Khan getting distracted with his marital issues and his family. The other way around, putting in someone else who has been clean of everything and merging those two issues is so massive to bear. Okay, right now your career is not as lucrative as it should have been, as the world expected, not what we expected. Not that Amir Khan I watched in the Olympics.
Yes.
Not where he should be, that he is now. And then you're trying to funny enough, it could have been a side statement, but dragging in a world heavyweight who has no scandal, who is clean.
No, to be honest, you know what I think it is? I think it's a publicity stunt. It's as simple as that. It's a publicity stunt towards, one game. Because where was he exactly? He was before this accusation came out, he was on a reality TV show.
Yes.
This celebrity. When your career is sort of spiraling down the drain and you want to still hold on to some kind of sliver of fame, you go and do some kind of.
Rio Ferdinand joining boxing.
Exactly. You go and do some sort of celebrity reality show. You get some money from there, and so you get your name in the papers, and you get your name back in the headlines. So now dragging in someone like AJ, who is the biggest name in boxing, being linked to you, or Amir Khan, the former welter or middleweight champion, is actually accusing Anthony Joshua. So now any news cycle or news article that comes out with Anthony Joshua, his name is also linked in that regard. Clearly. I think, to me personally, it's some kind of publicity stunt. He's doing this, coming out to make these kind of accusations. His own wife and Anthony have come out to deny said claims. Maybe, of course, they're friends, of course, maybe they're, there's acquaintances, but then to make that kind of claim.
You can't even tell how they met and who met who first and who is friends with who first and how the connections started.
I think
and if you're failing to run, of course, he was filmed, not just being filmed, but he actually had a Snapchat, pictures of himself and some very beautiful air hostesses on a plane, posted that out to the world and trying to catch his phone, but said he was going back to his wife. Maybe he will stay with her, maybe he will not stay with her. It is at that point where you're not able to decide what exactly you want to do. Are you going back to stay with your family? Do you still value your family, or you're looking at something else? Why are you dragging someone else into this?
It's a publicity stunt. By the time this news cycle blows over, you'll see something else will come up. Amir Khan will maybe make some sort of he's wound up in jail or rehab, or he's gone, or he has some sort of charge, or maybe he'll turn around and blame Tyson Fury for for wild boar meats that it's a publicity stunt. It's as simple as that. The man is just it's a publicity stunt. He needs to, I think, for me, you need to just stay in your own lane, figure out your own life. If you want to make the rounds in the media celebrity world, go ahead. If you want to get back into your boxing and be a true champion like you truly are, then go ahead. But don't drag other people into the middle of your own mess.
Well, don't drag people into the middle of the hole you dug for yourself. You listening out there, that's Buchi's message, not only for Amir Khan, but for you and maybe for me and for Queen Jenna's way and for everybody else. This is still The Stadium on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting. Is halftime in Etihad, and of course Manchester City, against the wishes of so many people, have not been able to drop points or equal that points. They're actually picking all the points as they should be, and they are still on top of the table. At the end of this program, we'll give you the table. You'll be shocked to know where they are. We'll take a very short break. When we come back, we'll open the phone lines to go straight back into the world of football. Do not be distracted by what we say, because it's actually a worrying issue for us here on the stadium that have stood by our own AJ, and of course getting that kind of news from another person, another boxer who is not up to the weight category of our own boy AJ, is worrisome. We're making a noise about it. We'll leave it as it is. We'll talk about it again. But if Amir Khan comes up again to say anything relating to our boy,
Ted is going to box him in the ring. I think Ted, the way Ted you're speaking, you want to challenge Amir Khan in the ring.
we'll send him Bashali.
Bashali.
With Bender Insurance. Stay with us. We'll be right back. This is the Stadio. Listening to Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM redefining broadcasting, beginning from the world of sports. Every kind of sport you think about, could be boxing, could be fencing, could be dambe, where they give you that slap and that punch on your chin, you know exactly where you belong. Could be kickboxing, could be wrestling, could be Paralympics, where we are holding massive world records in Paralympics. Athletes, amazing. They may not have all the support they need. Of course, they have a little bit of that. I will say I must commend the federations that are responsible for that. We commend them on the stadium here, but of course, there's a lot more that they can do to make sure that they represent us well. And I'm wishing very good luck to athletes who are going to Pyeongchang, making history and all that on the stadium here. We appreciate you out there. If you are listening or you're watching us on terrestrial radio, online, on Facebook, on YouTube, and any other online media that you're watching us, we're here for you. Without you, we have no business being in this massive 1.1 million capacity stadium at all. My name is Ted, and Buchi is here. Buchi,
Yes.
a lot of noise was made that Tottenham have the password and the key to defeating Manchester City. You have been worried over the weeks that who has a password to neutralizing what the amazing Manchester City has been doing.
That's true.
And here it is again in the second half of this game. Almost 50 minutes now. They're still leading 1-0. Not a goal from their usual suspect, but from Gundogan, who scored an amazing goal there, and they're celebrating.
Yes.
David Silva has been an amazing player, inspiring the team and going forward. And the coach came out to say they were playing like animals. Not an insult, but an inspiration. Probably animals reason better than me.
Yeah.
Mourinho came out to say they lack character and education. Basically, my concern is on the word education. Yes, he said that they lack education. So in Man City, the players that are there lack education.
No, I mean,
Is it Emerson? Is it Silva? Is it Kun Aguero? Is it Kevin De Bruyne? Is it Jesus Navas? Is it Otamendi? I think have education according to Jose Mourinho.
I think he was just speaking out of frustration, especially after their last outing where they had that scuffle.
He enjoyed some milk.
Some fura was sprayed on him, and so I think he was just speaking out of frustration. I don't think he meant that.
But City is proving him wrong today by leading against Tottenham,
of course,
and showing that this is what we want for this season, and we want the trophy. At least this one is in our hands, and let's make sure we grab it and we take it home and we keep it.
To be honest, I think right now City are playing like a team that's unstoppable, but we keep looking to the big teams to see whether they can put a kibosh or put a break in there, put a spanner in the works. I think if City, because even Pep himself has said it, that he doesn't think his team can have that inspiring run that Arsenal had, 49 games, or even the Chelsea one. He doesn't think that they'll have it, but right now he's just enjoying the form and they're playing one game after the other. I think in the end it's going to be one of these smaller obscure teams that's just going to maybe they'll just hold them to a draw or just score one random goal, and then everybody goes and does bus stop. In fact, it won't be a bus stop, it'll be a brick wall they'll attach, because right now they're dominating, they're scoring goals, but you can see that tiredness, that exertion is actually playing in now. They're not scoring. They're winning.
It's actually showing.
It's showing. They're winning games.
Same thing with Tottenham Hotspur.
Yes.
On the program yesterday, we spoke about the fact that the teams have reached a little bit about that they're diminishing returns.
Yes, exactly.
They are dropping in forms. The key players, the actors in the teams, are not performing as they used to perform.
Yes.
Right now, they are not delivering. And most of these players, when they are not delivering, the rest of the team does not deliver. Just like what Carlo Ancelotti said about Real Madrid, that if the team is not playing well, Cristiano Ronaldo does not play well. Some people don't believe in that, but the truth is that it is true. And most of these things, Harry Kane not delivering.
It happens in all these big teams. It happens in Tottenham, happens in Barcelona, Real Madrid. There's always that one key player, and if that key player is having a bad day, the rest of the team is having a bad day. If if the team itself is not pushing the ball towards that key player, then it's always all right, give the ball to this person, he's the one to score the goal. And if that person is having a bad game,
the rest of the team will have a bad
exactly.
Game.
We saw that in the recent time when Kane was off for an injury. We saw that the team, Tottenham just seemed to have lost it. They didn't know what they were doing. They at least seems not to be. It's not in form anymore.
He hasn't actually gotten his form, but that we knew.
Dele Alli from last season.
After England qualified for the World Cup, it's like he was playing everything at the club level to make sure that he plays for England to qualify for the World Cup. And after they did, Dele Alli has been a shadow of himself and is there, and it's one of the things affecting Tottenham. But inside Tottenham, you have your very, very, very special Asian player that has been for you, the massive player. Apart from everything, he has been one of the biggest influencers in Tottenham as well, apart from Harry Kane. And of course, presently, your very good friend is not playing well, and Harry Kane seems to be missing his targets.
Yes, exactly. For now, he comes in and scores the goals when he needs to, but when it comes to these big games, these big deciding games, it seems to just sort of fall back into the shadows. I think maybe with smaller teams it's easier, and like they say, many people have actually complained that Harry Kane is a very selfish player, doesn't really pass the ball, he always wants to go for himself. But if you're scoring the goals and that's the job you're doing the job right.
Would you hold your thoughts? We have a caller on the line here. Hello, good evening and welcome to the stadium.
Good evening, Mr. and Mr. Bucci.
Yes, thank you for joining the stadium. What is your name and where are you calling from?
This is Omini Chelsea calling from Garifa.
The one and only Omini. Of course, you're happy today. Chelsea had a big victory. I didn't say it's a small this time. Big victory.
Yes, thank you for accepting that today.
Yes.
Mr. Bucci, good evening.
Good evening, my brother. You see that goal our man scored.
Actually, right now my spirit is on high. I just feel that we should do this month so that I'll have a very happy December celebration.
Of course.
Omini, we're going to do that.
Omini.
When the Champions League resumes, you're going to host the stadium in your house. You're going to host the stadium.
Of course.
Actually, Man City. So me, the team that can send Man City should be a team like Burnley. It's not a team that we never expected. I will let you.
Surprising, yeah. I agree with you.
It's not a team that we never expected. A team like Burnley is one of the teams that I strongly believe that will give a shock to Man City. They should continue flying. Why the sky is their limit for now? They should continue enjoying it.
Yes.
Because when they will lose one match, I truly believe it will affect their psychological mentor.
Yes.
Just one match. I just want to say hi. Actually, I've been playing before. I've been enjoying it. You should keep it up. I always enjoy this program. Anytime, any day.
Omini, before you go, you said you wanted Man City to drop points today. What are your thoughts now that they're beating Tottenham 1-0?
I'm not happy, but I'm happy. Now it's 50-50 because 1-0 is not until the week is over.
Okay.
Everything can still happen.
It's 55 minutes already. Do you think Tottenham can come back to this game? The way we're watching them here, play, they are not displaying what we expect them to play.
Yeah, actually, sometimes the ball position might not be in your favor, but at least what you just need is just that lock of goal.
Okay.
My Tottenham for nowhere can just come and sprinkle up a surprise and maybe they draw the game, and I'm very happy.
Okay.
To add to my point.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for joining the stadium this evening. That's Omini. They are a very royal supporter and a member of the stadium every time. Anywhere he is, whether he's listening to us or not, he tries to join us on terrestrial radio or online. And you too can do the same and be a part of this conversation by calling the number 081-8999-1011 to express your thoughts. Do not forget, no insults, no horrible words on air. We do not tolerate that, because on the stadium we are a family. We talk sports as simple as it is. If your team has won, you celebrate with the person who has lost. Yes, you do. You can exchange jerseys. Of course, players do that on the pitch of play. In every sport, they exchange jerseys. You can see like ice cricket, they fight. They use all those sticks that they carry to hit themselves over the helmet and everything. At the end, they see hug themselves, the game is over. The same thing in basketball, of course. People screen each other, people fall down. At the end of the game, they won. The same player you saw last year in one team will be the player in the other team the next time. The same thing you see in football. Van Persie that you saw in Arsenal the next season will be in Manchester United, scoring goals against his club, pretending not to celebrate, but inside his heart he say, "On a father." That kind of thing. So, don't worry about that. In sports on the stadium here, we promote peace by speaking the truth. Join us as we speak. This is Ted and Bucci. Call the number 081-8999-1011 1. Buchiman City is still leading, and we're approaching the 60th minute in this game.
Yes.
And a lot is still happening. Buchi today, Ndidi got a very funny red card.
Yes,
we have been celebrating him on this program. So when he does good, we celebrate him. When we think he didn't do well, we celebrate him. But let's celebrate this caller who is coming in. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the stadium.
Good evening. I'm Ada Samuel calling from Wasa.
Hello, Samuel. Welcome to the stadium. How are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
We're very fine here on the stadium. This is a 101.1 million capacity stadium, and you are one of the newest members to join. We're happy that you're part of us now.
It's okay.
Are you watching the game?
No, I'm not watching the game. I'm at home. I just came back from work now.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. What hard-working person. Man City is leading 1-0 against Tottenham. Do you want them to equalize, or you want the game to end like this?
Seriously, massive.
Oh, Samuel, please call us back. Your background was very clear. Of course, the network decided to favor you, and it was clean. Samuel, if you are listening, do call us back on 08189991011, and we will talk to you on the program. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the stadium.
Hello?
Hello, good evening. My name is Ted. This is the stadium. Where are you calling from? And what is your name?
Spirit is calling from DD.
Okay, welcome to the program, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, are you watching any of the games today? Or what is your thought on it?
I'm with Man City, Tottenham. I'm watching Man City, Tottenham right now.
Oh, okay. So what are your thoughts on the game? Is Tottenham playing what you expected?
No. I'm expecting Tottenham to be ahead of Man City, like 3-1 right now.
Okay. Which club do you support? Which club is your club?
Wow, I'm an Arsenal fan.
Oh, up Gunners for life.
Gunners for real. Ozil's goal.
Yeah, we
Okay.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy to for that. We got to celebrate that,
Okay, well, your victory today, right? That's fine.
Yeah.
So you want Man City to drop points?
Yeah.
You want Man City to drop points?
How much is the drop point? Yes, how much is the drop point? Of course.
Okay.
All right. It's been a while. Arsenal have not raised the pressure, of course. So my prayer for them is to keep moving harder and for Man City to keep dropping points so that we can
climb small.
But Wenger, your coach Wenger came out to say that he doesn't think on a few win league this season because he be like say the thing not come off on her hand.
I can hear you.
Hey, your coach, as a Wenger come talk, say, be like, I was trying to say it in a very simple language that you hear. As a Wenger came out to say he doesn't think Arsenal will win the league this season because it's like it's out of the reach of Arsenal.
No, but funny enough, he's saying he doesn't think. Isn't it a statement of fact? Look, unless every other team stops playing games to allow Arsenal to actually catch up, there's no way. I think what Arsene Wenger is just trying to do what he does best. Let's get my team into the top 4 so that we can go back to Europe. That's essentially.
And that's done. Abuji, Cristiano Ronaldo scored for Real Madrid. We're just a couple of seconds away from the end of this game against Gremio. Of course, who will stop this guy from scoring goals in important games?
Of course.
Hate him or like him.
Cristiano delivers. He does the job.
It's Cristiano Ronaldo. All right, before the call came in from Dede, from our friend there from Dede, we were talking about Wilfred getting that red card. We have been concerned about our players in Leicester City, especially not being fielded a lot of times. But of course, this caller is back here, and let's hear what he has to say. Hello. Welcome to the Stadium of Human Rights Radio. My name is Ted Buchi is here. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Joy. I'm calling from Galadimawa.
Oh, Joel, welcome to the program from Galadimawa. What are your thoughts?
Okay, sir. Yeah, I'm a Chelsea supporter.
Of
Chelsea for life. Our blood is blue, my brother.
As for me, I've already surrendered. I want Man City to beat Tottenham.
Okay. So Man City should beat Tottenham so that Chelsea will forget the trophy.
Yes, I've surrendered and I want to end up in top 4. That's all.
Don't forget, say, we'll be defending champions, so now get a trophy. You do in a house.
Okay. But that's the only thing I want to say.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
It's not very hard for me to hand over it.
Okay. No, we'll go there. We'll go remind you, say that you talk, I'm so.
Okay, but what? Man, you have played their match?
No.
Man, you will play tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
What of that Real Madrid match?
It has finished and it's 1-0. Real Madrid won the Club World Cup again. So it's 1-0. Cristiano Ronaldo scoring in the 53rd minute.
Okay, now.
Yeah, he's the best player in the world now, you know, with all the records.
Let me say like that too.
All right, bro. Thank you very much.
You.
Yes, thank you. Welcome, and thank you for joining the stadium. Because Bushi, Wilfred got a red card. Let's not overflog it.
Yes.
One other amazing thing that is on is the fact that the second prince at Windsor will be married on the day that the FA Cup final we played.
Yes.
His elder brother is the one that handed the trophy to Arsenal, and he might not be there to hand the trophy.
Unfortunately.
To West Ham this time around. It might be West Ham. It might be Aston Villa. It might be any team. We don't know who or who. But Bushi, can we take this risk and test one last call?
All right.
Let's give a shot to this person that is calling. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the stadium. All right, okay. You don't flash the stadium with call. If you don't have airtime, just tell us. We'll call you back. On the stadium, we give the space to everybody who is calling. Yeah, one last caller, and we're done. Hello, good evening. And welcome to the stadium.
It's me, Samuel again.
Okay, Samuel, you're the last caller. Welcome back.
Okay. Seriously, I want Man City to drop points. Seriously.
Okay. This your
Their own is too much. Seriously.
this your prayer, sir.
I'm a Chelsea fan. Like, seriously, I just want them to lose all. In fact, Tottenham should equalize.
Okay, Tottenham should equalize. They're headed to the 65th to 70th minute, and at the end of this game, we'll know. But tomorrow again on the stadium, we'll be here. We'll give you details of what happened.
See, my seriously, if Tottenham cannot stop Man City today, I don't think any other club can stop them.
My brother, you don't forget Burnley. Burnley, where they bundle people.
Burnley deal.
Burnley deal.
All right, Samuel. Thank you so much for calling back on the stadium to make your point that you wish City should drop points and lose so that your team will climb up and that. But Buchi, your thoughts? The FA say they don't know what to do when it comes to changing the date for the FA Cup finals and the wedding of the prince as well.
I think these are two events that are going to happen. I don't know. I think the prince's wedding is coming up.
The two of them can actually go on the same day.
It can happen.
But then the thing is that the FA Cup is actually a trophy that is usually given to the winners by the royal family.
Yes, I mean,
Harry has been there doing that.
That's true. That's true.
So.
I mean, but Harry is going to get married. I mean, why don't we just make it? I understand, with TV rights and revenues and things like that, because they're going to have split views. People who are watching the FA and probably will reduce to people who are going to be following the royal wedding. But then, why don't they? Isn't there a way that they can infuse the two? Maybe the marriage happens, FA Cup goes on, and then maybe as a reception, bride and groom actually show up and hand over the trophy to the winners. It could be, it'll just merge the two together to make one big super TV moment in history. It would go down.
I think on that note we should end this show because Buchi has decided to be the event organizer for the royal wedding.
I beg, see me here.
Taking place at Windsor.
Harry.
I have no idea how much you charge for that. Whatever it is, it has been the stadium on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting. My name is Ted, and Buchi has been here. Thanks to Queen Jane and our amazing team there in the Sailmocast. Without them, you won't see us on air. And our team there on the server, without them, that's Blessed and the team. And Daniel, without them,
we know they
will see also. They were here because of you. And you, the callers out there, you that listened, were part of the program. Sorry, we can't pick your calls again this evening. We'll be here again tomorrow from 6 p.m. till whenever you are tired of us like you are now. But then, till then, it's a wonderful Saturday. Go complete the matches you're watching and have a very wonderful evening. Do not get upset if the games does not go your way. Did I say thanks to Queen Jay?
Yes, you did.
I did.
Yes, you did.
So she doesn't cut us off unexpectedly. Okay, thanks to Queen Jay once again. Till tomorrow. Good night, sports fans. Cheers.